Alrighty folks, thanks for tuning in. So I decided to put a motor on this kayak, and in the state of New Jersey and in most states, if you have a motorized kayak, you have to have navigation lights. You have to have red on the port side and green on the starboard side. So I'm going to show you a really quick, simple, easy way to add lights without having to drill any holes in the Sportsman PDL 120. So what we're going to use is this drain plug here. So instead of having to drill in the side of your kayak, run all the cables through it, I'm going to drill through this drain plug, and that's going to connect into the hull here to connect to your battery. And the reason I'm doing that is I'm using pretty inexpensive LED lights. This is probably, I don't know, 10, 12 bucks. I'll put a link in the description. So it begs the question, how reliable are these? And so, you know, I want to be able to, if these go out, quickly change it without having to drill additional holes, because, you know, depending on the light, the spacing for the holes may be different. And so this will be attached through, you know, using a 3M sticker on the back of this. And I'll probably put a dab of super glue. And then the hot and neutral cables will run through the drain plug. Depending on what type of 12-volt battery you're using, you could connect this directly to that battery. But since I'm using the NOCQUA batteries, you're going to need this adapter. It's really simple to use. Just connect the hot and the neutral. And then again, it's because the male and female ends for NOCQUA are a little bit unique. But it comes with everything. It comes with the tubing, heat shrink wrap, so it makes it nice and waterproof. All right, let's get to it. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is take this drain plug off. This is just made of plastic. Let me see if I can reach the inside. Yeah. And I plan to buy another one of these. You can order them through Old Town. So I'm going to drill a hole in the drain plug that's going to allow me to fit both of these tubes through the center of that drain plug. Okay, there was a little handle piece I cut off just so it'll be easier for me to drill a hole. Okay, so I ended up putting a drill, I don't know if you can see that. I ended up drilling a hole in this. And be careful, I put it in a vise and drilled, and it actually was spinning and kind of melted. But anyways, I was able to drill a hole, and then I put one of these rubber grommets in the top just so the wires aren't rubbing against the plastic as much. So you're gonna have to trim this down for it to fit. I cut the sides off a little bit and only used one side of this piece. Okay, so these are the two ends. One's to green, one's to red. And I'm just gonna go ahead and feed it through this hole I drilled. They both should fit, hopefully. I made it wide enough. Okay, one's in, the other one. And you want it snug, but not too tight where it's putting a lot of undue pressure on the cables and it's gonna create some heat. Okay, so that's perfect. So that's gonna slide through. Okay, just gonna give myself a lot of cable here to work with. Okay, that's exactly what I want. Okay, I'm just connecting the two lights together. The reds with the reds, the blacks with the blacks. And then I'm gonna connect them with this using a crimping tool to go to the NOCQUA connector. Just gonna make sure these connections are nice and tight. Okay, so those are the two lights. And comes with two of these. So this will go in on one end. Make sure it's nice and pointy. So it slides in just like that. We'll get the red on this side. But before we do that, make sure you slide your heat shrink on first. I've made the same mistake before. So just slide that in first. Okay, and then now you can make the connections. Okay, so the connections are made. Both lights are connected to the NOCQUA connector. So we're just gonna slide this heat shrink over everything. And this will make sure it's nice and sealed and waterproof. Okay, just use the heat gun, just slowly putting it on this heat shrink, and that's how it looks. So it's nice and sealed. So the only thing left is to go ahead and mount the lights, but before that we'll connect it to a battery just to make sure the lights work. Probably should have done that before we actually did this, but oh well. So I'm ready to feed all the wires and cables through here. Okay, everything fits hopefully. Yes, I'll just keep sliding that through and get it all the way in there. And there's the drain plug. Okay, and then one light will go on that side and one light will go on this side. But I have to figure out which light is which first. Okay, I'm just gonna peel this backing off. I'll put a couple dabs of super glue and then it's gonna go right here. Okay, this side is done. Just gonna do the other side now. Same thing, peel this off, put a couple dabs of super glue. Okay, both sides are in. Here's a close-up. I'll probably put a dab of silicone in there just to make sure it's watertight. All right, we'll use some of this JB Weld silicone and we'll just put a dab inside there. Okay, it's not the prettiest thing, but again, the intent is just to keep water out. So we'll let that dry, get cleaned up, and we'll do a final test. Got everything connected. I'll put some labeling because I got a couple wires here, but this is the wire to the lights. And all I need to do is hook it up to this NOCQUA battery here. We should have navigation lights. There we go. It's connected. There's green. There's red. It's connected. It's sealed because of the silicone and no drilling. Now, if I need to replace this, I can just simply take this drain plug out, cut these, and connect a new one. Very simple. Well, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. Until next time, take care.